Thanks for staying up late, and welcome to a very special edition of NewMexicoChevyDealers.com Football Friday Night on a Saturday. So cover that up Saturday night. Now, if this is championship you want to see, we have you covered. This is what we got on the show. Spirit Stick champions, you might know who they are if you've been watching this week. The 2011 football previews are ready to go, and as always, we start with our game of the week. 5A title game decided between the Manzano Monarchs and Mayfield Trojans. Brandon Betancourt, first touchdown in the game, coming on short yardage, 7-0 Mayfield. Trojans after more. Ricky Milks, and watch this run. Richie Milks up the middle and milking it into the end zone, 14-7. After this, the Monarchs, Ryan Trujillo to Josh Bowen, 25 yards. And the Manzano Monarchs finally on the board once again, 14-7.
Walk right if they send the key out. You got to get it. If you get it, you can score. Sell out.
Coach Ocampo talking defense, and Brandon Betancourt talking touchdown. 21-7 Mayfield. Still early in the game, second quarter. Ryan Trujillo coming right back. Bruce Bowen, Josh Bowen that is, 21-14 in the second. And the cheerleaders liking that one. Then Trujillo had to watch this. Mayfield coming right back. Richie Milks. Nobody's going to catch him. That's the long touchdown. And just like that, the Trojans back on the board, making it 28-14. And then, how about this? Ryan Trujillo calling his own number, 28-20. And then Mayfield again. Axton Franzoy to Kiefer Payne, 35-20. Mayfield, Manzano, the fake field goal. And the touchdown, 35-28. Mayfield at the half, a game of craziness.
We didn't do a lot right on D, but on O, we didn't score that first drive, but we got scores after that. So we're going to have fun and play hard this second half.
We got to outscore them. That's it. We got to outscore them because we can't stop them. So we got to figure out a way to play better defense. Our offense is doing great. We got to keep the ball rolling.
Wow. Now, with the Mayfield Trojans clinging to that 35-28 lead at halftime, the Manzano Monarchs felt good about their chances of catching up and taking over in the second half. After all, another 48 points would be scored in a 5A scoring fest that only saw one punt. Second half highlights now, 35-28 Mayfield to start the third. Ryan Trujillo to Josh Bowen, 35-0. And then, how about a little defense? Mr. Pound from Manzano. He would have 3 straight stops.
Hey, 42 made 3 friggin' straight tackles. Is that you got?
Coach Bradley saying, get it done. Axton Franzoy to Juan Godoy. 42-35 Mayfield in the third. Trojans got the victory back, and then this is the hugest play of the game. Onside kick. And guess who gets it? The Mayfield Trojans, and they're going to cash it in. Play action fake. Franzoy looking, finding. Kiefer Payne, 60 yards. It's 49-35 Mayfield. That's what he's talking about. The fans also. How about this? They're going to love the next play. When Manzano gets the ball back, A.J. Johnson, Butterfingers. Ball comes out, and Bobby Chavis is there to recover. Bobby was gassed after this run. He was trying to get to the end zone, make something happen, but you can see he was a long way away from the end zone.
What's your name, man? Bobby Chavis. Talk about recovering that fumble. How big was that? That's the biggest thing ever.
It led to this. Franzoy to Payne. And Kiefer Payne dishing out the Payne. In the end zone multiple times, 56-35. Mayfield is the score at that point. But Manzano was not done. Believe it or not, the Monarchs still going for it. Ryan Trujillo, Josh Bowen. Bowen, 4 touchdowns, 14 catches, 325 yards, 56-42 Mayfield. Then Brandon Betancourt started the touchdown scoring. He gets his second touchdown in the fourth quarter. And what about the little guy, the 5'4" running back from Mayfield? Richie Milks again, milking it all the way to the end zone. Let that championship talk start, because the Mayfield Trojans are returning as champions after sitting out a year. You know, they won it 2 years ago before sitting out and being the runner-up. They have the blue trophy this time around, 69-42.
Well, you know, we had to step it up another notch tonight. We had to go 212 degrees. And the kids, they played their best game of the year. Last 4 games. We knew we had to score a lot of points tonight. And defense finally came through in the end and got a turnover, and that's what we needed.
It's huge. This is all we worked for our whole lives. This is everything we want. Number one, baby. We won, baby. We did it. Number one. You know what? If you got that many points, I got to say it was a track meet. You know, great. Manzano's offense is incredible. Their defense is great. They were a tough team, and I'm glad we ended up playing Manzano. And it ended up being a track meet, but I really enjoyed it. It was a fun game.
You know, when they scored 14 right away, I knew it was going to be that type of game. I was thinking we're going to maybe get some stops early in the game, and you know, we'd be able to score. But, yeah, it turned into a track meet real quick, and we were going, but the onside kick and the fumble we had kind of took us out of the track meet a little bit.
You know what? Side story. There was a guy wearing a number 1, a little foam number 1. He had his face sticking through it. I asked him if he was the reason that they won, and he said yes. So now the focus in 5A shifts to 2011. Our Lawrence Gilligan is here with a look at next season. Lawrence, going in, there was so much excitement because of what many call the Super District, District 2 5A, which features Manzano, La Cueva, El Dorado, and Sandia. You think that same excitement will exist in 2011?
You know what? I think the excitement may not be quite like this season, but it will be there. This time, I think no one will forget about the South, as Mayfield reminded us that the South always comes to play in the postseason. One by one, the contenders fell this postseason. The La Cueva Bears appeared headed to back-to-back titles before being stopped by the eventual champions, the Mayfield Trojans. The Bears could be contenders again next season. Most of their players returned to a 10-2 team. The only bad part is that they're losing the bulk of their offensive firepower with one of the most prolific running backs in New Mexico history heading to Texas Tech. Ronnie Daniels is not the only senior leaving in the backfield, though. Running back Stan Sedberry is also lost to graduation, along with the fullback Andrew Klein and quarterback Zach Nelson. The Clovis Wildcats will lose 19 seniors. Like La Cueva, the bulk of their offensive power is walking out the door due to graduation. Quarterback Jordan Hill and running backs Coron Wiggins and Raymond Beecham are gone. The Wildcats were 5-7 overall this season. The Las Cruces Bulldogs were done after 10 wins and only 2 losses. 24 seniors are moving along, including quarterback Jeremy Burma. Elusive running back Xavier Hall is back, giving Coach Jim Miller a solid performer to build around. It's too early to tell who will play in the championship game next season, but Mayfield and Manzano may have a part in deciding once again, despite losing big guys like quarterback Ryan Trujillo and receiver Kevin Reeves and Josh Bowen. The Monarchs will have running back A.J. Johnson returning. The running game also will be a spot of power for Mayfield like it is every year. The little man Richie Milks is back. He is small in stature, a 5'4" size, but he plays a huge game.
And offensively, we have a few guys back. You know, we're gonna have to get some guys better in the offseason. But it's not about trying to, you know, in 2011, it's not about us, you know, trying to beat our 2010 team. We need to make a story for our own season next year, and I'm sure we'll have our guys work hard in the offseason and do a good job.
We have a lot of experience. A lot of people played, a lot of juniors, so come back strong next year and win another one.
Van, there you have it in a nutshell. You know what? I have to appreciate, though, you interviewing a player during the game. Who does that? Who does that? But you know what? I will be taking bets in the parking lot after the show on who is going to prevail in 2011. Just.
Hey, put me down for... No. No batting here. Timeout is called. The Class 4A championship game is played in a place known to many as Titletown. Bulldogs and Tigers are battling for blue when we come back. First, check out our cheerleaders of the week. They know something about the blue trophy.